against Brian Castaño. They treated us to a memorable matchup here in San Antonio. I turn over the floor to still holding 3 of his titles, Jermell Charlo. Jermell Charlo went out. He fought his heart out, as he always does, representing his hometown of Houston, Texas. If the media has any questions for Jermell, but Jermell, I want to open up the floor to you. How are you feeling after the draw that you had against Brian Castaño with all 4 belts on the line?
Well, I mean, when not a lot of people get an opportunity to fight for an undisputed championship in boxing. So this is an opportunity for me. I'm very thankful for it. I didn't pull off the win or the knockout like y'all usually see me. So I guess that's kind of like how it, when you look at a lot of judges, they probably judge the fight off of like how the fact that Jermell Charlo always coming forward. He really never boxes. He always knocking everybody out.
King
He hitting
Exposes
hard.
Everything has just donated $4.99. You're the man. Do you think Charlo really wants the rematch? I remember him saying he wanted to do Andre Ward and leave boxing after Undisputed.
Didn't win it, as fair,
I'm gonna enter the super chats after the press conference.
So, but I feel good. I'm happy. I gotta go back over my performance and look at it. I don't really know. I just know I was just in a fight. A dog fight. I had hurting him all over the ring. He did stop coming. I was listening to my twin brother. I was listening to Derry James, Juan Guzman, my whole team, Kevin, Titus. I'm just so. My lady yelling. I hear so much. I was so attentive to everything. I'm just I'm thankful for it. Like, this is crazy. I get an opportunity to make some millions of dollars and then come back and I do it again. I don't care.
We're thankful for the performance that you gave tonight. You're with alongside Derek James. If you have questions for Jermell Charlo, I think, Mike, you got one. Crystal Frost has the microphone. Wait until it gets to you.
Hey, Jermell, congrats on a hell of a fight. It was one of the best fights of the year, in my opinion. And it was a dogfight, like you said. But, Derek did tell you needed a knockout late in the fight. Obviously, you're just in a big fight, so you don't know how it was scored. But do you feel like maybe the draw was fair? Or
I actually feel like, I don't know how they came out with, honestly, I think that, it was a closer fight than it seems. If somebody had it like 117, 111, I do feel that I won a little bit more rounds than he did. 117, 111 was kind of a large range. But I do feel that there's no way possible that you could just 114, 114. You know what I'm saying? So, not to take anything away from what Brian Castaño did, but I feel like I pushed a lot harder tonight than he did. He wasn't running in there trying to be the Brian Castaño he was. I took him out of his game plan. If they really knew who Brian Castaño was and how he actually fights and threw 1,100 punches, from how I did it, I don't think that, I think I did a better performance than a lot of people that fought him. I didn't see, Erlan Dilar wobbling him all over the ring. I didn't see Tejera do anything like that. I felt like I did way better than, And Derek told me in the 9th round, I was, hey, you got to knock him out. Fuck what you talking about. What you talking about? Knock him out. I'm beating his ass. But then I'm like, I got to think about it. I'm in the state of Texas. The judging, they had fair judges, I guess. They was from all over the place. Referee was Panama, I wish I would have got somebody. I don't know, bro. It's cool with a guy with the eyes that look all crazy and shit. He be really into that shit. Like, he's known for that. He's okay with it. Shout out to him. He okay with it. He knows that he be woo. He let the judges know like that was a good shot. Like, I blocked a lot of shots that people probably thought I got hit with. A lot of shots slid off. It was a astounding fight.
You've said it many times in the past that you needed to fight someone better to show everyone what you really have. And I think it's clear now that Brian Castaño is by far the best guy you've ever fought. He was in control for a lot of the early part of the fight. Obviously, you dug down deep and landed those big shots in round 10 to turn the tide. But how much better do you think you can become now that you fought someone like this?
I don't think it was the best fight he ever fought.
Well, Derek, go ahead.
Even though you didn't ask me a question, I don't think it was the best fight he ever fought. He only had.
Who's better than him?
He only had his way when Jermell. Wait. He only had his way when Jermell stayed in one spot on the ropes and was doing this. Other than that, he really wasn't. He's not the best fight he ever fought. I think Tony Harrison was probably better than him.
Tony Harrison did better than Brian Castaño?
Yeah, listen, man, what you talking? The shots he was throwing, he was not landing those punches. Listen, that guy.
I like Derrick James, but he kind of tripping.
He was not landing those shots.
For sure.
And he only tried to win the last round. Go ahead. Put like this. Castaño fighting Spurs. He fought in Spurs tonight. He fought in Spurs tonight. He didn't fight the
All right, next.
I feel
next
like he
question.
tried to win the end of the round every round though.
He tried to steal the end of the round.
We got Keith. Keith.
Jermell, you obviously hurt him pretty badly in the 10th round. How close did you feel? That you
Only
were?
the 10th?
Well, that was the most obvious time.
The obvious, the second, or when it, like, I feel like I heard him more than 3 times. You know? Yeah. I mean, I seen him, his legs wobble a few times. Well, go ahead, my bad.
How close did you feel you were to getting him out of there at that point? And did you feel he was still hurt in the beginning of the 11th round?
Of course, that's what I'm saying. So, if I went into the 10th round, he was, like belligerent all over the ring. Like barely could stand up. I don't know. I just couldn't get him out of there. You know what I'm saying? The dude was tough. He was tough as fuck. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I wanted. I wanted a warrior. I faced a warrior, and I knew what I was getting in there with. Undefeated fighter. Come on, this is not something that everybody looking at it like, shit. I fought a hard fighter. So for anybody that don't really know the skills of Jermell Charlo, maybe y'all can go back over and add Jermell Charlo to your pound for pound list, or fuck you, really.
You're on our pound for pound list, but.
I mean, your boxing scene, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
You're 7th on the list, but anyway.
I'm 7 on your list. Thank you for that.
You're welcome, man. Well earned, obviously. People are going to want to see this rematch. Obviously, I'm sure you're well aware of that. I know the fight just ended, but your thoughts on fighting him again, because it was an entertaining fight as well.
Was it? Thank you. Of course. That's what we're made for.
Donated $2. You're
we're
the
made
man.
to be warriors, dog.
Castano won.
Get better. This is a get better moment. I could recite everything that happened in that fight, and I think that of course we'll take a rematch. I don't know when, but I would love to get in there and fight him again.
Questions for Jermell Charlo? Raise your hand.
What's up? This is Punch Drunk. What's good? What's good?
Punch Drunk, I like you. I know all about you. I pay attention to you, man. Shout out to the people.
Thanks, my brother. Thanks for the performance today. Your success and your vulnerability came on the ropes. I had you winning 116, 112 because you mixed the punches. You had your 1 and 2s. You controlled the 3-minute intervals of each round. But what do you feel? What do you feel you could
Jason
do next?
Martin
in the next
has
fight
just
if you do
donated
rematch?
$9.99.
That's
You're
why I
the
got
man.
a coach that loves to sit at home in his big game room and just watch fights and replay them back to back to back. He'll be calling me all day, so I'm happy about that. But just off of my mental, I think I could have easily just been a little bit more active. I stayed kind of imposed, just waiting on him to see what his move was gonna be. Took him out of his game plan. Like I said, if he would have tried to come in there, you see he got hurt at the beginning off of the fact that he tried to throw like a combination. I think like maybe 4 or 5 punches at one time, and that's when he got caught. But if he would have tried that again, I would have did the same exact thing. So I don't think he would have ended. That fight would have ended earlier. But he must have regrouped, and his team probably like, hey, you forgot you're fighting one of the strongest fighters in the division. So, hey, like I said, I'm used to knocking guys out. And tonight I did not get a knockout. Tonight I did not even get the win. I got a draw. That shit is weird, right? I had never got a draw. I see people getting draws and shit, but that's what come with this boxing game. You know what I'm saying? I'm back at it. It's not gonna change nothing. Yeah.
Got a question?
Jermell, first of all, congratulations. Wonderful performance and a very entertaining fight. You gave your reaction to when Derrick James told you to get the knockout. I guess my question is for Derrick. What was the reasoning or just the thought process in that moment? Obviously, being ringside, we didn't hear it on the telecast, but we did find out that was said. What was, just the reason behind that?
Well, the reason why I said it was because you had to find some reason to inspire the fighter, even though if you looked up at the scorecards, that the judges, the unofficial judging, they had him down. And so I said, listen, we need to pick it up, to go out there and get it. And that's really what he did. So that's really what made me do it, was because I saw it up there, and Joe was telling me about it, the cut man was telling me about it. They had him down. So that's why I was like, we need to pick it up. I mean, and he won the 10th and the 11th. He hurt him several times. But then the 12th,
I was a little bit unactive.
Yeah. You let him off the hook.
I should have
You should have put the. I told you to step on the gas. We need a knockout. So you should put it on. Put the feet on the pedal to the metal, man.
We got 2 more questions for Jermell Charlo. 2 more questions.
Derek, you just touched on it right there. Jermell, when you had him out in the 10th and 11th, it looked like you were trying to do the same setup that got him hurt in the first place. But do you feel like you should have emptied the clip there when you had him hurt, or were you just trying to get the same setup again?
Like this guy. Yeah. I did. I know in boxing, from so many years of, being taught the game that you don't rush knockouts. Like if you go in there and you just, I kind of learned that in the Tony Harrison second fight. I wasn't gonna get tired. Like I wasn't, and I still feel good. I could have did more, but. When you up there, dog, it's not the same as it was just talking about it. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit different, and then reactions and things are moving way, way different and slower and faster. So it's kind of like I should have unloaded the clip. Fuck, I should have just let that shit go. But fuck, it's all good. Fuck, I should have. I had a long clip.
One more question for Jermell Charlo, and then we'll let him go ahead and get some rest, be with his lovely family. He gave us a fantastic performance tonight. Always a pleasure to see you do your thing. One more question.
Steve Graham, KO Art of Sports. Congratulations, man, on a great fight. Was there something wrong with your right hand? It seemed like kind of maybe, I don't know, like a bone was protruding from your right hand a little, or your right shoulder a little bit, and I kind of noticed you weren't throwing it too much.
Yeah, I had a prior injury, but, I don't care about those excuses. I try to fight through these things. But I was good. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people probably won't talk about it. That's probably something that you won't hear. So thank you for asking that question. It brought it to my attention. But
Count Drago has just donated $2.
Warrior, bro, you
sicken me.
You gotta feed your family.
Both
you don't
make
got no excuses
mandatories,
for
both
anything.
run it back.
So you got to get in there and you got to fight and face what you face. And so yeah, I've been dealing with certain things throughout this whole time of me boxing. Well, not a whole time, but a few years. We deal with this. So it's nothing gonna change.
Just quickly, talk about, you got a draw, but you seem very happy. You seem very content with yourself. You're a warrior. You were just in there with another warrior. Talk about just that feeling of sharing that ring with him and still going home with 3 belts.
I'm at peace with myself. You know what I'm saying? I love boxing, and this is a dope-ass sport. And it's not a lot of people that could just jump in the ring. I don't know how many of y'all even lace gloves up, but if you get in there and you do a whole training camp, I trained for like 14 weeks. I went hard, you know what I'm saying? And so for me to pull off a performance like that, I thought I had his ass knocked out. I did knock his ass out, but I should have won the fight. I do believe I won the fight. I don't believe that it was that close. And I don't believe it was so far spread margin, but I do believe I did pull that win off a victory. And I should be undisputed right now. I'm not down at all. I could go turn the fuck up right now. My team and my Houston people, we excited in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? My family here, like they said, and the sky's the limit for me. I'm not gonna turn down at all. I'm happy. I'm excited. My coach next to me, and everything is good. My mom, UBK in this bitch, like we turned up. Punch in here.
Jermell, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Congratulations on a fantastic performance. We can't wait to see the rematch whenever it happens.
And I wanna say one good thing that y'all probably don't realize. One of my second coach, he came all the way down. I know my dog Earl Spence getting ready for a major fight against Manny Pacquiao, and that's a big fight coming up. And I can't wait till he, get in the ring and do his thing. But shout out to Guzman, Juan Guzman, he did it. He did a terrific job holding it down for me while I was in Houston, Texas. Shout out to him in the front row, bro. Ex-champion, baby.
Yeah.
And shout out to Derrick James and the collaboration and the making this really make this matter happen and make tonight a fantastic, terrific night for me.
Jermell Charlo, everybody, give a round of applause. Houston's finest, along with Derrick James. Congratulations, Jermell. Good seeing you, man. Hell of a performance. Thank you for that. Man, that was beautiful. Bro, that was... Thank you. Who do we got? Greg, we got Castano? Huh? Nah, we got Rolly, we got Jermell, we just went up Castano.
I'm guessing they're waiting for Castano. I was wondering what was going on. My bad.
Also going to get Brian Castaño. We are going to have Brian Castaño, so don't go anywhere. We are going to have Brian Castaño. Much thanks to the fighters, all of them for going out and leaving it all on the line. I want to thank the promotions involved in tonight's event, TGB Promotions, Lions Only Promotions, along with Mayweather Promotions. What? I'll put them on the podium. Just when these guys have fought for 12 rounds, I want to let them sit and rest. What's up? He hasn't left yet? Want to get Yiget? All right, we'll bring up Anthony Yiget right now while we got some time to go ahead and say a couple of...
PvP has just donated $5. You sicken me. I don't care about making excuses. Prior to saying that he was making excuses, smiley face.
Gave a solid effort tonight, so if the media has any questions for Anthony Yiget, or Anthony, just give us your thoughts on the performance of Rolando Romero.
Yeah, so